Welcome back, nieces and nephews, to GWAP, which stands for Just Everything with Auntie Pookie Podcast. I'm your host, Sydney, or as many know me as Auntie Pookie. Just to give a little backstory of my podcast, it's a little bit of everything. I do interviews, I do history, I do investigations, I do general conversations. It's just a little bit of everything. And I thought I'd throw that out there because somebody did ask me recently who started listening to the podcast. So shout out to you for listening in. So happy third day of Black History Month. And today we are talking about Shirley Chisholm, who is a phenomenal woman. She's the first African-American woman in Congress in 1968 and the first to seek nomination for presidency in the U.S. of A. Man, I'm telling you, I am going to be thrilled when we have a Black woman president. It'll be so lit. But anyways, so Miss Chisholm was born on November 30th of 1924. Just amazing. And to think that really wasn't that long ago. She was the oldest of four daughters to migrant parents, a factory worker, and a seamstress. They did not have their names listed, so I'm not sure what her parents' names were. She graduated from Brooklyn Girls High in 1942, and then she graduated from Brooklyn College cum laude in 1946, which is so dope. She was on the debate team and won a lot of prizes as well. Her teachers told her that she should get into politics, but she said she was faced with a double handicap, being Black and a female. And just to comment on that, I have met and spoke with and have friends that are Black females, and we have had those conversations that we do feel like we do have a double handicap because people feel like if we stand up and fight or say something or persevere with anything, at times we're looked at as an angry Black woman or whitewashed or whatever. And it's really dang sad that we are still getting judged, man, in 2023. Wild. But on another note, yeah. So Miss Chisholm had a few jobs. She was a nursery school teacher, and she earned her master's from Columbia University in early childhood education in 1951. And then in 1960, she became a consultant to the New York City Division of Daycare, which is really awesome. I really cherish her a lot because, as many know, I'm going to be opening a daycare, and she loves kids and has loved kids just as much as I do, so I'm super dope. Anyway, she gained any local chapter that involved racial and gender equality, such as League of Women's Voters, the NAACP, Urban League, and the Democratic Party Club. In 1964, she ran and became the second African-American woman in the New York State legislation. And in 1968, she fought, despite the court-ordered redistricting, of course. They didn't want her to be great. She won a seat in Congress. So what's wild was in 1972, discrimination just kept following her during the Democratic presidential nomination. So she didn't get to do things like you would normally see on TV right now, like with the debates and all of that stuff. She wasn't even allowed to go to the debates, and she only could do one speech. So it's like, how jacked up is that? But by the grace of God, literally, regardless, people still followed her and thought she was legit, Even though she didn't win the election, she still stayed as a congresswoman and made change. I envy her strength because, I don't know, I know for myself, and I feel like a lot of people, sometimes we beat ourselves up when we work hard for something and we fail. Like when you're trying to do a job interview and you don't get the job that you really want. Sometimes we just got to understand that God puts us in a direction of His direction, not our own. He laughs at our plans, okay? So Miss Chisholm retired in 1983 from being a congresswoman, and she ended up moving to Florida. She actually was nominated to become the U.S. ambassador of Jamaica, but she actually declined because she had health reasons. And I didn't really dive deep into what was going on with her because I didn't find much of what the health reasons were. But she did decline and tell them that she wanted to be remembered as the woman who dared to be a catalyst of change. And I love that. I really love that she wanted people to know that she was somebody who was trying to make change. And she made change. You know what I'm saying? She definitely has just been amazing in showing the world that regardless of the trials or the struggles or the barriers, that's the best word I was thinking of, barriers, she still was like, what's up? Let's do this. So, yeah, shout out to Miss Chisholm. And she's actually still alive. She's 99 years old. In closing, thank you again for listening to day 3 of this Black History lesson. And credit to womenhistory.org for some of the information that I found.